Hello. Hopefully you guys are doing right, and I'm just coming in here to check a couple things. I'm just going to go through the first page in this video so it doesn't get too long, but let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to divide using synthetic division, writing remainder as a fraction of the divisor. So synthetic division is a kind of a 7-step process, but most of it was just set up that first step of looking for any gaps in the dividend. So is there anything missing here, right? So we have, if we look at the exponents, we go 3, 1, 0. So we're missing that x squared term. So we got to think about what that's going to look like, that there would be 0 x squareds here. As we go to set up our box, there's 1 x cubed, 0 x squareds, 5 x's, and 30. Woo. And then we always want to find the 0 of the divisor here. So I want to put a positive 2 over here. First number drops straight down below the line. We're going to multiply 2 times 1 will give us 2. Add down. 2 plus 2 is 2. Multiply 2 times 2, we're going to get 4. Add straight down, we're going to get 9. And then 2 times 9 is 18. We're going to add straight down, we're going to get 48. So the last number we get with our synthetic division is always a remainder. We have a constant, an x squared. Might stop and check to see if that makes sense. X squared, we got x cubed divided by x. So x squared makes sense. So just check and see that first term. So our quotient here would be 1x squared plus 2x's plus 9. And then we always write a plus sign after the constant, no matter what the sign of the remainder is. I write the remainder as a fraction of the divisor. So the remainder was 48. And the divisor was x minus 2. Right. There's our divisor, right? So there is the quotient. So it did not come out evenly. Let's look at another one. First thing I want to do is check for gaps in the dividend. So 3, 2, 1, 0, no gaps. So I'm going to draw my half box. Got 1x cubed, 2x squared, 3x is, and 6. I want the 0 of the divisor, so I'm going to take a negative 3 here. First I'm going to draw straight down, 1. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, add down, get negative 1. Negative 3 times negative 1 is 3, add down, we get 6. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18, add down, we get negative 12. So this does not come out evenly either, so remainder, constant x squared. X cubed divided by x squared, makes sense. So our quotient is 1x squared minus 1x plus 6. Again, always a plus sign here, no matter the sign. The negative 12 is going to go over, and then our divisor was x plus 3. So there is our quotient. One last one of these. And first thing I want to do is look for gaps in the divisor. I got 4, 3, 2. Oh, no 1, I just have a 0. So we have a gap here in the 0x. So as I go to set up my box, make sure I note that. So I got 3, negative 5, watch their signs, negative 23, and then our 0, then negative 100. Well, positive 4 over here on the left side. First number straight down, 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Add that to negative 5, get 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Add that to negative 23, get 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Add that to 0, get 20. And then 4 times 20 is 80. Add that to negative 100, get negative 20. So I've got a remainder again. I got a constant x squared, and then x cubed. Does that make sense? X cubed? I want to 3x to the 4th divided by x. 3x to the 4th divided by x. 3x cubed. Yeah, that makes sense. Notice how it's always 1 less. 3x 4th power, 3rd power. third power, second power, third power, second power. So we get 3x cubed plus 7x squared plus 5x plus 20 plus sign plus sign plus sign, negative 20 on top, and then x minus 4 on bottom. All right, there's practicing synthetic division. Lots of practice with remainders there. Watch out for those gaps. Question 4, how would we know if x plus 5 was a factor of 2x to the fourth plus 10x squared plus 37x plus 50? Well, we would know if it was a factor if, when we did the division, if the remainder was 0. So yeah, we would know x plus 5 is a factor of 2x to the fourth, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to write that out. If the remainder was 0 when we divided the x plus 5 out. 2x to the fourth, yada, yada, yada. That's how you do that. Let's see here. We got write each polynomial in factored form. I got a couple problems here, so just paying attention to that. We got 5 and 6 here sitting next to each other. Looks like both of them were given a factor, or here we're given a couple of factors. Later on, they want us to write out the zeros of those polynomials. So the big idea is that, you know, to find the other factors of this, we want to get rid of the one we know. So we're just going to divide that factor out. So I'm just using that skill of this synthetic division. So step 1, yeah, look for gaps. 3, 2, 1, 0, no gaps. Set up our box. So we got 2, negative 3, negative 29, and 60. From our factor of x minus 3, we're going to get positive 3. Drop that 2. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3, negative 3 is 3. Times 3 is 9. Add that here, negative 20. 3 times negative 20 is negative 60. Add that, we get 0. All right, so there's that 0, because they said it was a factor. So that 0 remainder is what we need there. That's our remainder, that's our constant, that's our x, that's our x squared. X squared should make sense because we had x cubed, we had x squared. Bring that over here to the right, so I have 2x squared plus 3x minus 20. I'm just being asked to factor this. I don't need to set it equal to 0 or anything like that. I just need to think about how I'm going to factor this. First thing I'm going to do is look for common factors, which there aren't any. So since there's 3 terms, I'm going to go to the AC method. So I want 2, negative 20, so my AC would be negative 40. That needs to add 2 and 3. So I need factors of negative 40 that add to be 3. 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 3 does not go to 40. 4 and 10, 5 and 8, 6 and 7 don't go into 40. I need factors of negative 40 that add to be 3. Well, that's going to be negative 5 and 8. I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. So negative 5 and 8 are the numbers I need, so I'm going to bring those back here instead. Just need some space. So negative 5 and 8. Those are my factors of negative 40 that add to be 3. So 2x squared minus 5x plus 8x minus 20. So just remember that part didn't change, that part didn't change. And the 3 is still there, it's just been broken. Crack that guy in half, ask yourself, what do the first 2 terms have in common? 2 and 5 don't have anything in common, so they just have one x in common. Bring that out. X times 2x is 2x squared, and x times negative 5 is negative 5x. Same questions here. What do they have in common? Well, they definitely both have 2, but 8 and 20 also have 4 in common. Since it's a positive 8, I want to take out a positive 4, so make sure you write that plus sign there in front of 4. 4 times 2x, and 4 times negative 5. Little built-in check, right? These two are the same. So things are going well, just like we had a little built-in check here. So almost done factoring. 2x minus 5's come out to the front, and then x plus 4 left over. I want us to write this in factored form, so I make sure I'm bringing down my x minus 3, that original factor, so don't forget about that, and then I'll put that f of x back on it. So there's the factored form. A couple of quick things you can do to check to make sure your answer makes sense. You don't have to go all the way through, like, see if it's right, because to do that we'd have to multiply all this back together. It's like x times 2x is 2x squared times x again is 2x cubed, which is what we have here. Negative 3 times negative 5 is 15 times 4 is 60, which is what we have here. Pretty good chance that we got the beginning and the end right. The middle's also right. Kind of cross our fingers on that, but pretty good chance. So I'm liking those odds. Then wants us to find all the zeros there. So remember, we just need to, figure out what what's x equal to here. So x would equal 3. This one here on the end is easy too, but x would equal negative 4. And then, if you're not quite sure about that middle one, you can always write the equation 2x minus 5 equals 0, and just solve that. Add 5 over, divide by 2. So I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. So no need to get a calculator into this business. There are my 3 zeros, which makes sense because it was a cubic. So having 3 answers makes sense. Having 3 factors makes sense. All right, one last one here. Pretty similar process on this guy. Better write small. Let's see here. So this time we know there are 2 factors they've given us, but also that we're starting off the bigger problem. While I'm looking at the problem, I just notice there are no gaps. So I want to get rid of both these factors. This is going to be that layered, double stacked synthetic look. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember, it doesn't matter which one you get rid of first. Just watch your signs. 4 and 48. I'll go ahead and get rid of the 1 first. So since it's minus 1, I'll put a positive 1 over here. 3 times 1 is 3, plus it's going to be negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. It's going to be 52. 52 times 1 is negative 52. And then add those down, we're going to get negative 48. I was getting worried there for a second. Negative 48 times 1 is negative 48. And that's going to give me 0, which is good. And I'm going to go ahead and drop another box. And I'll bring this 6 over here. So 6. First number drops straight down. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 plus negative 8 is 10. 10 times 6 is 60. Oop, right, cross that guy out. Negative 52 plus 60 is 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 0. So, double check. So I've got a constant, I've got an x, I've got x squared. So we end up with 3x squared plus 10x plus 8. Okay, I'm not solving here, so I'm not going to set this equal to 0. So I need to factor this. Use the AC method again. So my A and my C here. 3 times 8 is 24. I need that to add to 10. So factors of 24 that add to 10. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and then 5 doesn't go into 24. And be careful here. There's a couple things that could work if you're not careful. you know, 2 and 12 both have a difference of 10, but one of them would have to be negative. But we need a positive 24, so a negative wouldn't make sense here. So we're going to look at that 4 and the 6. Those are our guys. So 3x squared plus 4x plus 6x plus 8. Crack it in half. Those both have an x and then nothing else. X times 3x, x times 4. And then 6 and 8 both have a 2. Make sure you're at plus 2. That's 3x plus 4. And so we end up with 3x plus 4 is coming together. And the x plus 2 is coming together. Don't forget our original factors of x minus 1 and x minus 6. And we call this one g of x. So there is g of x in its factored form. Again, like that quick check you can do to see if your answer makes sense. 3x times x is 3x squared, times x is 3x cubed, times x is 3x to the 4th. Makes sense. 4 times 2 is 8, times negative 1 is negative 8, times negative 6 is positive 48. Makes sense. Last step on this page, find the zeros of each one. So 3x plus 4, if you can't do this in your head, set equal to 0, subtract 4 over, divide by 3, so x equals negative 4 over 3. And then we've got, this one's easy, x equals negative 2. Another easy one, x equals 1, and our last one, x equals 6. Now, should we have gotten 4 answers? Well, it was 3x to the 4th, so 4th power, 4 answers seems to fit. All right, there's a quick burn through the first page of the review. We'll send the second page along soon.